Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this Sending Love card, and it's Throwback Thursday. So the retired product I am using is the Pinewood Plank Embossing Folder. I love this folder. I was very sad when it retired, but I'm bringing it back out today, pairing it up with the Prized Peony stamp set and the Sending Love greeting from Heartfelt Wishes. I'm also using the Everyday Label punch and the Mossy Meadow braided linen trim, as well as some champagne rhinestone basic jewels and some Stampin' Blends. So when you use the blends on other than white or the very vanilla, it subtly changes the color. And when you're coloring with it, it's a little scary because you think, oh, it's not going to turn out right. But when it dries, it's beautiful. So let's go ahead and get started building the card. I've already punched the greeting, and this was a 1-inch wide piece of cardstock left over from cutting out the 5x4. Slightly different size on this one. It's 4 across, 5 down instead of 5 1/4, because I wanted to really kind of highlight it. So this is a 1-inch piece, and the punch itself is bigger than 1 inch. So I just put this in and lined it up. I don't know why it won't go in now. It's because I'm doing it on the video. But anyway, I put the paper in because I've got the dimensionals on the back. And I lined it up with the corners here so that I punched it straight and I get a different punch. So that's the Everyday Label punch. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow, and I am going to stamp right on the card itself in the Mossy Meadow. I love this Prized Peony. I actually had to challenge myself to stop using it. I'm just going to stamp it down, middle of the page, lift it up, and there we go. And I'm just going to give that a minute to kind of just dry up a little bit. I'm going to come in with a light old olive and do the stems. I tried doing the stems in the Mossy Meadow on the sample card, and it makes the detail disappear too much. So I'm doing everything with the light old olive. And here, do the leaves up. And you can see it almost looks like things are getting lost, the details getting lost. But this is what it ends up looking like. So you've got the ink below, and then when the Stampin' Blends kind of dries, it completely changes color. You'll really see it when I do the petals on the flower. I'm just going to come in here and do these leaves here, and this one here, and just wiggle this a little bit here, just like that. Okay, so you can already see the difference. This is dried and this is just freshly done. So when you're doing these, just bear with the color as it changes the cardstock, and then it dries out. So I'm going to come in here. This is the dark pale papaya, and I'm just going to come in here, and I'm just going to do a few wiggles in here just for some depth, just following along where the shadowing already is. It's already stamped, so I'm just following that along a little bit. And I'm going to come in with the light pale papaya and just put it over top. And you can see the difference. This is how it's going to dry. So again, when you first come in, just don't panic. You can always use your scraps and use your blends on the scrap to see what color it actually is going to turn out. And you can really see how this is a completely different color until it's allowed to dry. So I'm just going to keep coming in here and just working the color in while I chat. So I am almost at 1,500 subscribers. I got about 6 left to go to get to 1,500. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support and all your comments. I love hearing from you, and there are days, honestly, where your comments make my heart so happy. You can have a really discouraging day, and then somebody leaves a really nice note on a video, and it just makes your heart happy. Okay, so that's all colored in now. I'm gonna put those off to the side, and I'm going to pull over my stamp cut and emboss. Sorry, crash. Everything is just all over the place. So I'm going to use my embossing folder, and the planks actually go across. So I need to make sure I want the planks to go up and down on my design. So I am just going to place it like that. Folded end always goes in first, and this is a 3D embossing folder. So I need the base plate and the gray plate, and that's what's going to run through. And I'm just going to run it through and push that back out of the way so I don't knock anything else off my counter. And there we have it. It's starting to dry, starting to change color, but hopefully you can see the texture of that, and that's what it looks like on the back. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my adhesive, and I'm going to put the Mossy Meadow linen thread on. So I'm just going to put a couple of dabs there. And now this actually, it's almost like a tube kind of thing, but it can lay flat or it can get twisted. So you just need to be careful how you're putting it on. I'm just going to roll that around. I've managed to stick my finger to it, and I'm way off. So I'm just going to add a little bit more adhesive to the back and make sure this is lined up. And there we go. So just like that. And I'm going to put adhesives, of course, I'm going to put adhesive on. It's dimensionals. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this one and dimensionalize it from the crumb cake card base because I did them both the same because I wanted the detail in the folder to really stand out. I really wanted to showcase that, which is also why I chose just a really simple design for the front. Really wanted to showcase the Pinewood Plank folder. So again, this is a 5x4, not 5 1/4. So when we line it up to put it on, we're going to have a bigger gap at the top and at the bottom than we're used to. Okay, this is also dimensionalized, and I'm going to put it on just underneath the linen thread. It's not linen thread. What do we call it? Braided linen trim. There we go. Okay. And I've got another piece, and you are all going to be treated to watching me try to tie a bow again. So there's just a bow that goes next to the greeting. And we are going to tie this, and it's going to work the first time because I want it to. And there we go. Excellent. Look at that. In this case, it's not 3rd time's a charm. I'm just going to trim off the ends like that. So we've got our bow, and I just came in and finished it with some little rhinestone, champagne rhinestone basic jewels. And I'm going to use my little scissors for these because these ones are really difficult to pick up. So I'm just going to put one down there and one over here. So I'm putting the scissors to the sides, gripping it a little bit, and then just putting my finger on the top to stop it kind of flying out. I'm going to pop that one in there like that. And again, anytime you're putting bling on, you can put on as much or as little as you want. And I'm going to move that one down to here like this. And then I'm going to come back in with one more and pop it just like that. So there is our card using the Pinewood Planks Embossing Folder that is retired. I used the Prized Peony stamp and I used the Sending Love from Heartfelt Wishes. And as you can see, it's completely lightened up. It's a beautiful card and you could send it for a birthday or a thank you or anything you like. So please take care and we'll see you again to create together again soon.